Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell. You'll get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And when I'm not asking Bruce, hey, how big was Batista's? Well, you know. One of the things I like to do is help people save money. And if you're watching this video right now and you're in a 30-year loan, man, you're overpaying your single biggest bill and you may not even realize it. I want you to do a little experiment for me. Take your calculator out, multiply your monthly house payment by 360 payments. That's how many payments there are in a 30-year loan. That big scary number, that's your total of payments. You're looking at that number? You know you can do better. Keep more of your own money right now and go to savewithconrad.com. Or maybe you've got credit card debt. Man, it's not a matter of if I can save you money with that. Your average interest rate on a credit card is more than 20%. And by the way, all the interest you pay on those credit cards, it's not tax deductible. Whereas the mortgage interest, well, that is tax deductible. So if you owe this debt, it's up to you how to pay it back. Doesn't it make sense to get the cheapest rate possible and the greatest tax deduction possible? Find out how much money you can save right now for free at savewithconrad.com. You don't need perfect credit. Even scores in the 500s can be approved, and it's no cost out of pocket. But maybe best of all, we're licensed in more than 40 states. We can help more families than ever before. But how much can we save you? Find out right now for free with a quick quote from savewithconrad.com.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson, and you're listening to What Happened When? And we couldn't do it without the voice of your childhood, Tommy Bahama. Tommy, what's going on?
Tony Schiavone's the name.
Oh, sorry. That flowered print got all over me, and I was distracted. I thought for a minute I was in Antigua.
No, you're not. But I do like Tommy Bahama. Do you know why I like Tommy Bahamas?
Because it's all comfortable.
Exactly.
You get to a point in your life where comfort is king.
Yeah, their pants have spandex in them.
I think the first person I heard say that, I might be wrong on this, was either Jerry Lawler or Jim Cornette. But for years and years, I noticed both of those guys had, like, whenever they're just, they're not making an appearance. They're just out and about.
Right.
They have a uniform, t-shirts and sweatpants.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? Those guys, they're living life. They're not worried about dry cleaning.
Yeah.
They're not worried about ironing. They're not worried about pressing things. Mm-hmm. They're not worried about, you know what? Let's go through life comfortable. And good for you, man. And you're doing it with class. You're doing it with Tommy Bahama.
Exactly.
That ain't no middle of the mall shit.
Yep. Right. Let me show you here that you see you wear shorts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I wear flip-flops, shorts, and a Tommy Bahama shirt. That is my as a matter of fact, little inside baseball. I wear a AEW pullover to do elevation, but I've got shorts and Tommy Bahama sandals on underneath.
Like a weatherman.
Yes. Like a weatherman. Like a weatherman. Yeah.
The first time I was actually at a television studio and I saw the weatherman, he's suited and booted, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or so you think.
Right.
He's got on he's got the jacket, he's got the shirt, and he's got the tie, he's got the slacks, but he had some big old Air Mall Walker Asics.
Yeah.
Yeah. Comfortable.
Yeah. That's the way it is for comfort. So that's why I've kind of got into them. And another reason is I can afford them now.
Sure.
And I used to not be able to afford them. So, but I really enjoy them and I order online. And so anyway, bore you with that shit. Do you order a lot of stuff online, Conrad?
Yep. I'm an online shopper from way back.
Too.
I think it's just easier and more convenient. Now, that being said, if I can support a small business in my area, I will do it.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a surprise for you, Tony. Not a lot of big and tall small businesses here in Huntsville, Alabama. So I'm online Jones.
Me too. I'm tired of the treasure hunt.
Yeah.
So I'm with you. Small businesses. We go to restaurants here that are small businesses, that are locally owned, not chains, things like that. We're into that. So yeah. So anyway, there you go. So how you been?
Better than I deserve, and excited to be with you as we continue our journey through all things 1986. I can't believe we're here. May 17th, 1986 is what we're about to be watching. And man, these shows have been fun to catch up on, but I do still wish it was all readily available on Peacock, because if it was, I feel like we could have some other bonus stuff. But I want to, at some point, for you and I to get together and watch the Crockett Cup and some of these, like we got Great American Bash coming up this summer.
Yeah.
We got to find a way to spice those up. maybe watch them with a guest or two. We got to do something fun.
Yeah. I'm into fun.
Yeah.
I'm really into fun. And I'm not only into fun, I'm into 80s too. This makes me think about doing these, makes me think about the kids were young.
Yep.
And how much fun the 80s were for me. And I'm sure you too, because you were a little kid and, you know, you didn't have any, back then, I would think you didn't have any responsibilities like you do now. And so
no, as a 4-year-old kid, I had no responsibilities. You know, it was just don't eat the crayons.
Right.
Well, in the afternoon.
So you were 4 years old in 86.
I'm going to turn 5 next month.
I'm 4 years old.
Is that your Bill Cosby?
That's my Bill Cosby. Thank you.
Yeah.
So
hang on. I heard, and I read this in the Torch, that your Bill Cosby was a little sprinkle Jones after the bar, or at the bar after the shows.
That's a lie.
I heard that.
That's another motherfucking lie. And you wouldn't read that in the Torch because Wade Keller and I are friends, and he would never print anything like that.
I made it up, Tony. And by the way, I think last week when we were having fun talking about the Jarrett level push and JR, I think people thought everything we said was 100% legitimate. But then when I say you're sprinkle, like everybody knows we're kidding. I think if we make a joke about JR, people automatically assume it's real.
Yeah, they probably do. But the problem with that is that you go and read those dickheads online. And
Jim Ross is not a dickhead. Why would you say that?
Who is?
Jim Ross is not a dickhead.
I was talking about the people who commented on it.
Oh, pronouns, pal.
Pronouns, pal.
Have you not learned anything from Jim Ross?
No.
Okay. Well, listen, man, this is going to be fun. I'm excited for us to watch this. May 17th, 1986 is what we're doing. And as we mentioned, it's not on Peacock, but you can find it everywhere else. In fact, there may even be a link somewhere in the comments. So if you're looking for, hey, where can I go watch May 17th, 1986? Damn it, I want to do a watch along. May I suggest the comments?
I'll buy a vowel.
Before we get going, though, I do want to bring something up. And I don't know how to do it delicately, so I'm just going to have to hit you in the face with it. You're full of shit, Schiavone. We're on to you. Drop the con job.
What are you talking about?
You have, for months now, lied to our audience. And I have been able to uncover the facts, Tony. And it's time that you face the facts, Schiavone. Pull up your Google machine, or as Eric Bischoff says, Google the internet. And when you get there, I want you to type in, tell me when you're ready, and I'll spell it out for you.
Spell it out.
WIKI space TONY space KHAN. Enter. You to search for Wiki Tony Khan. And when you have his Wikipedia pulled up, you let me know.
Got it.
I want you to look in that column on the right. There's a beautiful picture of Tony at a presser after a pay-per-view in 2019. Look at the bottom. Parents, Aaron or Ann Carlson.
I see it.
Shahid Khan, father. What does it say for relatives?
Wow. The internet never lies, does it?
Well, Wikipedia has it. And you are a rat soup eating motherfucker. Tell the truth.
No, Wikipedia is a lying piece of shit. Okay. That's the way it is, because anybody can edit Wikipedia. A fucking idiot like Dave Silva can edit my page on Wikipedia.
Could Stan edit your Wikipedia?
Yeah.
Anybody could edit your Wikipedia. Is that what you're saying? That's what you're contending?
Yep.
So let me ask, do you think that I put Stan up to this?
Yeah. Because
do you think that I put Dave Silva up to this?
Yes, I do. As a matter of fact, you put some of your blow buddies up to this, is what you did. Okay.
Why are you talking about my friends like that?
As a matter of fact, when you roll over T. Joe Khan's name, you'll see that his real name is Thomas Leroy Cassatt. It's not even Khan. So
hang on.
So let me, there is a shirt available.
Wait, you clicked it. You clicked Tejo Khan's link. Now scroll to the bottom of his. When it says relatives, what's there?
Yeah.
Tony Khan.
Yeah, it's a lie.
Now, here's the thing. Now, I don't know that we're betraying family secrets here, but it's been well established that what happened is the heat came down on Tejo, and Tejo had to relocate to Spring Valley, Nevada. And out there, he joined what I believe was referred to in the Goodfellas movie as Witness Protection Program. So he no longer had sauce. He had egg noodles and ketchup. It was a travesty. But while he's out there, they renamed him. And when you look at Tejo Khan, do you think of Leroy? No.
Well, no, I don't. But you're a liar.
How am I a liar? It's on Wikipedia.
Yeah, I know. And the same morons who can edit Wikipedia also are on Twitter.
Twitter didn't do this. Why are you going after Twitter?
Yeah. Well, Twitter didn't do this, but Twitter fucked up the internet.
The internet was fucked up long before that. Did you ever go to a website called Steak and Cheese back in the day?
No.
It is the most horrendous. I hope it's not around. And if it is, don't you Google it. Because somebody showed me that way back in the day, and I'm like, what am I looking? Oh my God. Like I thought for sure, not only is my computer going to explode, but I'm going to hell. So my point is, there are way worse websites than Twitter. Without Twitter, we would miss things like that picture of Dominic Mysterio hugging Vince McMahon as a kid. And now, of course, this past weekend, he wrestled on pay-per-view at WrestleMania Backlash. What did you think of WrestleMania Backlash, Tony, last night?
I thought it was tremendous. I really did.
What was your favorite match?
Bullshit is everywhere. Bullshit is rampant.
Just make one up. It'll be more fun this way.
Okay. My would have been AJ Styles against Aaron Solo. Wait a minute. No, hold on a second. AJ Styles against Luke Gallows. No, hang on. No, hold on. John Cena against The Rock. That was my favorite one. Edge and Christian against the Hardy Boys. No, that wasn't it. I have to think about it. Do you actually watch all this stuff? You do, don't you?
Do I watch the show we're about to watch? Yeah, we're going to watch it together.
Well, no. All the pay-per-views that are out there.
No.
All the things how much wrestling do you say you would watch per week?
I see an hour of Dynamite.
Okay.
And I don't watch Raw or SmackDown. I just fast forward until the good stuff.
Sure.
People will tell me, go watch this. And so
right.
Megan will say, hey, can we watch Ashley's match?
Right.
So last night I didn't see the pay-per-view, but I saw Charlotte's match.
Right.
So, our Sunday routine is we want to watch Godfather of Harlem. We want to watch City on a Hill.
Okay.
And then I'll usually make her watch a Family Guy against her best wishes.
Right.
And then I might watch Last Week Tomorrow with John Oliver. And as soon as I start that, she says, I'm going to bed.
Yeah.
But occasionally he will have a hilarious skit on there. It feels like he's been missing more than he's been hitting lately.
Yeah.
But he will even do some wrestling stuff every now and again, which is interesting.
I know that. I've seen that.
And I watch 60 Minutes, but she's usually
Jesus.
I'm out of there. I've watched 60 Minutes like every Sunday for 30 years or something.
Well, that's good for you. I was Lois and I had a serious conversation recently about watching TV, and here's how it started. We went to a Little League baseball game last weekend, a tournament that my grandson was in. And first of all, there's nothing worse. It's probably the worst human on the face of the earth is probably a Little League parent.
Yeah.
Or it's the worst.
Agree.
And so there were some arguments going on, parents arguing, and even people shouting at kids.
Yeah.
And I realized in my mind that, I had left that back in 1999. I don't do that anymore. And the reason I left it back in 1999 was, one, the kids grew up, and two, I just didn't want to deal with parents anymore. So Lois and I had the discussion. Lois said, you want to go to Jackson's Little League game this weekend? I said, I'm not going. She said, why? I said, because of the fucking parents. And she says, you're just awfully surly. I say, hey, let me tell you about my life right now, my dear. I want to be happy.
Yep. There's an idea.
Okay. So I'm not going to be around Little League parents.
Right.
I'm not going to read Twitter.
Right.
I'm not going to read Facebook. I'm not going to read Instagram. I'm going to post on them, but I'm not going to read it. And I'm not going to watch news. I'm not going to watch any news. Zero. I don't care if it's the news you like on Fox News or it's CNN, it's local news, or it's on the radio. I don't want to know about it because I want to leave the last, how many years of my life is left, and not that many, happy. And those things drag me down. So congratulations on watching 60 Minutes, but I couldn't do it because everything is politically motivated now. I don't want to see it. So.
Well, that went sideways.
I'm just telling you the truth here. You know.
Should we just maybe watch the show?
Yeah, let's watch the show because it'll get me in a good mood. It'll make me think about 1986, which is a wonderful year. You see this meme out that was said that Back to the Future was 1985, right? The great movie. Did you like the movie?
I love the movie. How could you not?
Well, you'd never know what you like and what you don't. And they said if Marty McFly went back 30 years, he'd go back to 1991. Wow. Time flies, doesn't it? Can't believe that 1991 was 30 years ago.
What are you drinking?
I'm drinking Topo Chico Twist of Lime.
Okay.
Okay, we're ready.
Count us down, Bubba.
Special countdown coming up in...
I get it. It's a wrestling podcast, but he's saving us money on our mortgage. You really trust this process? The reviews don't lie. 5-star review after 5-star review. We make it fast, we make it easy, and it's no cost or obligation. Give us a shot to earn your business. I'm telling you, you'll be glad you did, especially if you like keeping more of your own money. You don't need perfect credit or money out of your pocket, so what are you waiting for? Hurry to SaveWithConrad.com.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1, play.
Championship Wrestling, bringing you great wrestling action, sanctioned by the NWA, National Wrestling Alliance.
Welcome to World Championship Wrestling, and Tony, here's your co-host.
David, you don't know how glad I am to see you back, because this man, we got a couple of things to talk about. Can we talk about him first of all?
Go ahead. I got a couple of things to talk about too, so you better get to me.
Okay, first of all, we told you that in 30 days' time we would tell you the site of the 1987 Jim Crockett Sr. Memorial Cup Tag Team Tournament. We're going to have that announcement here with you today. Also, the Road Warriors will be here. They'll have the cup with them.
That's right,
the cup they won in New Orleans. News about the Great American Bash 86 coming your way this summer. And the words of the James boys. They're on the breath, the tongue of every wrestling fan.
The breath, the tongue. What are you giving, an anatomy lesson? Let me tell you something. First of all, because Baby Doll was the start of all my problems, I brought her a peace present. A peace offering. The Mama Cass Elliott workout tape for you right here, Baby Doll. And let me tell you something else. The James boys always striking under cover of the night, under cover of darkness. You know why? Because they're a bunch of cowards. You saw what they tried to do to me, Tony Schiavone.
I sure did.
You know what would have happened if Bobby and Dennis hadn't have been along to save me? There's no telling what would have happened to me. I would not be standing here right now. That might make you happy, but it don't make me happy, and it don't make my mother happy. Well, let me tell you something. Dusty Rhodes and Magnum T.A, because everybody knows that's who you are, James boys. You think it's 1875. You're outlaws in the Old West. Well, let me tell you something. I don't like people that ride around in pickup trucks and spit on the ground and listen to Waylon and Willie and Hank and Sam and Pete and Bob, because they stink and you stink, and I'm gonna have the Midnight Express unmask you, James boys, and show everybody just exactly that you are Magnum T.A. and Dusty Rhodes. And then the president of the NWA, Bob Geigel, is going to fine them and suspend them, maybe indefinitely, and get them out of professional wrestling where they got no place in the first place. And then they'll be out of my hair. I can't even turn around. I can't even turn my back because I never know when they're coming after me.
I think he's going to. Let's go to the ring because we've got a great match.
Well, he was fired up, and Magnum got quite the pop.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. Once again, the pitfalls of bringing somebody into the ring.
Yeah.
When a guy is talking, but it just makes them talk louder and project more and whatever. And I don't think this match is going to last that long. As a matter of fact, there it is right there. Must have a short show today.
My God.
It's the world record.
Yeah, that's faster than Goldberg.
Mm-hmm.
Belly to belly, and we're out of here. Got them Austin Hall boots, United States champion, and here we go with the rock and rolls.
These men, the Rock and Roll Express, concerned about the world champion Ric Flair, but not only that, the other two horsemen, Tully Blanchard, Arn Anderson.
That's right, Tony. You know, a lot of people is running as a Rock and Roll Express splitting up. No, we're not splitting up. We're in singles right now because Ric Flair will run his nose about a lot of things. Let me tell you something, Ric Flair. Rock and roll is here. It ain't never going to die, baby.
That's right. You know, and Ric Flair wants to run down Arn Anderson or Tully Blanchard. Well, bring it on down, Ric Flair. Because when we get together, all we do is create Snowman Weather and you and Tully Blanchard, Arn Anderson, and J.J. Dillon, or anybody else that want to find out what the Rock and Roll Express is made out of. You surely will, baby. So let me tell you another thing, Tony. You know, Ric Flair is coming out here putting down all the nice people that stand behind the Rock and Roll Express. Talk about they talk about the little team boppers and all their undergarments. But you know, Ric Flair, I made it to High Regency, told me to give this right here to you. You know, you talk about your big girls, but this big is being just a little bit too ridiculous. So she told me to give it back to you, brother, and we'll see you wherever you want to be, baby. It might be in Baltimore or it might be in Cincinnati, but we're coming for you. Woo!
The Rock and Roll Express will be back right after this time, man.
Real question: how did Ricky get Lois's drawers?
on the stolen from the line and back. We don't have a dryer. We have a clothesline.
At ringside on World Championship Wrestling. And here he is, the Raging Bull, Manny Fernandez.
How many minutes till San Antonio?
Come out here, Nationwide TV. I tell all the people that the Boogeyman, the B&B.
Give me a guess.
2.
Or common disease in Paul Jones and his army. But baby, all the people of San Antonio know that we'll take it there. We'll take it right down to the
20 seconds.
San Antonio. Todos sus amigos van a ver. Si viene el Toro y el Boogeyman, we're going to be there for one thing, Daddy, para cuidar el negocio. Y el negocio es la lucha. Aquí luchamos como hombres. And I'm going to tell you another thing, Paul Jones.
I wish I could show your old self, your future self, as you're sat back here in your man cave with your Tommy Bahama and your fancy fucking green bottle. You would be like, look at this douche. What's he doing? I'd be like, he calls wrestling on Wednesday nights on TNT. You'd be like, you're full of shit.
And Paul Jones, we got something small for you, baby. And I know you ain't gonna like it.
You see, this is my army. This is my army. Willie, and I love him to death. Mr. Paul Mad Dog Jones, Pistol Pez Wadley, Barbarian, T-Jones Khan. Listen, you're all gonna be just like Barbarian, just like Mr. Barbarian. You're gonna be a ball-headed geek like Raschke. I'm gonna tell you something, brother. When me and B get together, Boogie and Willie, we're coming for you, Jack, and it's gonna be ball-headed geek time, and that's nothing but gospel. Listen, Willie. We got it, baby. All right.
Let's go to the ring.
And they're chanting for Ronnie. What do you think of that promo? By the way, the under on San Antonio won, so you owe me $1. I'll be looking for my PayPal.
Did you notice how on the preceding interview, Robert Gibson says Ric Flair's been running at the nose instead of running at the mouth.
That's funny.
So I go,
Beak was
Beak.
his nickname.
He said Ric Flair been out here running at the nose.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. Oh God. And Jimmy Valiant couldn't think of Baron von Raschke's name there.
Yep.
So he said the Barbarian twice, which is great. Well, here we go.
What did you call Barb behind the scenes?
Barb. That's what we call him.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's his real name? Like
Schiavone.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like Cionne or something like that. Everybody said Barb.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. Man, one of those legit guys, right?
Yeah, Ron Garvin. I don't think I would want to be in an enhancement match with him or Kevin Sullivan. Something about those guys. If you're sub 6 foot,
yeah,
you might have a little bit of Napoleon complex and you might kick me in the fucking head for real.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly work for Taz. I think he wants to kick me in the head for real.
Stand in line, buddy. Boy, he was in a miserable mood the other day. Last week. Man.
Tony, you might have to track our audio again here in a moment.
Why is that? You losing some stuff?
My mouse is not playing friendly. I got it right now, but just for a minute I lost it. I got one of those wireless mice.
Mm-hmm.
Almost said mouses. Sounded like.
Well, maybe your battery's dead.
ESL. No, it's got a big battery on it. It's got the big light on it saying it's good. Maybe you were sent here. Maybe you sent Matt Coon to my house to sabotage this episode like he sabotaged Arn's most recent episode. Have you heard about this?
I have not.
I sent him the episode weeks ahead of time. I had him all of the commercials, I don't know, more than 24 hours in advance. Most ads we ever had for Arn. Sold my ass off on all of them. Really proud of them. In fact, I sent them to Westwood like, hey, I got to listen to these. We did some good ads here.
Yeah.
And I woke up on a Saturday morning in Atlanta to about 150 tweets saying, hey, this says it's the new episode, but the audio was last week's. And of course, the site was down for maintenance, so we couldn't fix it. But that didn't matter because we couldn't get Matt Coon to answer the phone for hours because he was asleep, because he doesn't take care of himself, doesn't get enough rest and things like that. So, and he waits till the very last possible fucking minute. Of course, when I had Judge O'Feeney doing this, this was never an issue because he would get it to Silva in plenty of time. Silva would upload it before he went to bed. All good the next morning. But as soon as we bring Matt Coon into the fold, he's like, don't worry, Silva, I got it. You can go to bed. Well, it's like, why did you not already do it? But instead, he uploads it in a stupor at 3 a.m. or whatever, and then clicks the wrong file. And so everyone had to listen to a repeat for several hours. And Arn Anderson is no longer on speaking terms with Matt Coon. And I wonder, is my mouse dead because Matt Coon fucked that up too?
Well, you do know you have one of the best audio engineers around in your group, so you could always give it to him.
Yeah, but he's got little league baseball games to go to, and 2-year-old birthday parties and things like that. Hey,
yeah, but he'll still get it done.
Fit on, you look like a JC selling jelly. Let me tell you something, just like I said before, the James boys. I can't go anywhere. I can't turn my back. I can't look behind me, but I don't know what to do because you never know when those psycho idiots, the James boys, are going to pop out and try to do something to me. And the only way that they can do that is by coming out under cover of darkness, by wearing masks on their face, because they're cowards, because they wouldn't fight nobody straight up face to face. But I want to show you two men right now who are true champions, who always follow the rules, who do everything in the broad light of day, just like true champions and gentlemen should. Ladies and gentlemen, the tag team champions of the world, Loverboy Dennis and Beautiful Bobby, the Midnight Express.
So we get two inside of 12 minutes here. 2 Jim Cornette promos. I got to tell you, I'm hoping for 2 more.
I can listen to him all day.
Yeah, literally, if there was a best of and it was just him one after another, I'd be okay with it.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, you could have Jim Cornette, you could have Ric Flair, and you could have Arn Anderson and Tully, and that would be enough for me. And Dusty, of course.
Hey, let me ask you. Over the weekend, we learned that Mr. New Jack from ECW was no longer with us. Did you ever meet New Jack, or were you just introduced to him through our podcast?
Just through our podcast. Just heard you talk about him. Just watched Dark Side of the Ring. That's the only thing I knew about him.
Sad to see him. Sad to see him go.
Mm. Did you ever get to meet him?
I did. He was fantastic.
Yeah, I've heard he was a pretty good guy, really. Like most guys in wrestling are. This kid, Keith Larson, is going to become Rocky Cornetto unless he is Rocky Cornetto already. Don Cornetto's brother. So, yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, by the way, speaking of Dark Side of the Ring, I haven't finished the Brian Pillman one yet.
You'll like it.
I've finished most of it. I'm into the second, watching the second part of it on YouTube. Oh, here we go. Come here.
Get a good shot of that man.
Right in front.
Why
don't you get it back in there? Fernandez real.
I love David. Why don't you get him back?
He was probably shooting right there, to be honest with you. Anyway, so I didn't, but I've got to the point to where he's had his wreck, and he convinced Vince to sign him, and some pretty good stuff in there, and some very disturbing stuff in there, as you might imagine.
Oh gosh, how about Melanie? So Stone Cold Babyface, though, that's Brian Jr. Really excited that he's with y'all on AEW. Check him out on Dark. I think he was on last week. Hey, last week's AEW. I wanted to ask you, what do you think about Christopher Daniels' eye? I saw a picture of it over the weekend, 4 days later, and it looked worse than ever.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Just some people work kind of hard, work real hard. I just like, I'm afraid. I'm afraid we're trying to do too much. I don't mean we as a company. I mean the guys. Okay. Just afraid. Trying to do too much.
Speaking of too much, did you see Dark Side of the Ring this past week on Nick Gage?
I did not. I don't even know who Nick Gage is, do I?
Okay. Well, he was a deathmatch wrestler who really had his claim to fame in CZW, and they did something called a Tournament of Death in a field out in Delaware. And he got so hardcore that he had to be med flighted, and on the flight, he died.
Mm-hmm.
So several minutes later, they brought him back to life. But as a result of all these crazy injuries, he developed a dependency to prescription painkillers.
Mm-hmm.
And when the money ran out, his bright idea was, let's go rob a fucking bank.
Mm-hmm.
So he robbed a bank, and they showed on the news, hey, if you have any information about this, and of course, wrestling fans said, oh, that's Nick fucking Gage, the king of this shit. So he went to prison and served his debt to society and came back, and now he is a bigger star than ever. He is the main eventer for Game Changer Wrestling. He started his own gang called the Murder, Death, Kill Gang. He's gang affiliated all fucking day. And he stabbed David Arquette in the neck and nearly killed him. But outside of that, he's a fucking great guy. He really is.
Wow. That's the next episode, huh?
It's already aired this past Thursday. This coming Thursday is Collision in Korea. And that happened on your watch. Of course, you got to dodge that trip, but that'll be this Thursday on Vice, or as you're listening, tomorrow night on Vice. I think next week is The Ultimate Warrior. And that is an episode that you personally, Tony Schiavone, absolutely have to watch, if you can, live as it happens.
Okay.
It is phenomenal.
Okay. Interesting. They got some interesting stuff. The Collision in Korea, I didn't even know that was going on until it happened afterwards.
They went to Korea and you didn't know?
Didn't know. No. Wow. Didn't know.
But then again, you never saw a Shawn Michaels match until 2017.
Right.
So.
Well, there you go. We each have our different things that we have to deal with in life, and I've had plenty.
Can I mention that?
But life is good right now. Thank you. Go ahead.
No shit. You got fancy green bottles and Tommy Bahama shirts. What else do you want? You got
these are not fancy green bottles. These are Topo Chicos. You can get them anywhere.
I don't know. We don't have fancy green stuff like that here in Alabama.
Okay, go ahead.
We just drink out of the goddamn water hose.
What were you trying to say?
Do you miss that water hose flavor from being a kid?
Yeah, I do.
When you were a kid, it's kind of fun to drink water out of the hose.
Sure was.
Speaking of hose, here's JJ Dillon.
Wrestling. The tape, of course, is off Ron Garvin's hand, but it seems to me the hand's getting a lot better. Still, though, he wants this man to tape up the fist along with him.
Well, what it is, it's a situation where you got the helter-skelter effect. Dusty Rhodes, they all look up to him over in the other camp. He's their leader. And they're all sitting around their dressing room, and the American Dream is trying to justify to Magnum T.A. and to Ronnie Garvin and to the Rock and Roll Express and Jimmy Valiant, Wahoo McDaniel, and the rest of them, while all the hardware is over here on our side of the dressing room to the point where the building is tilted. And Dusty Rhodes is telling them, hey, let's get out there and get something done. And they're all looking at him with that dumb look on their face while they're trying to pose in the mirror and say, well, we've tried everything that we could possibly do to win those titles. What are we going to do? So Garvin, he gets a brilliant idea. Since they wouldn't let him tape his fist, and that's Bob Geigel speaking, he figures, well, maybe if I let Tully tape his fist, he'll let me tape my fist. It's a desperate move is what it is, because you're the national champion and you're going to stay that way. Well, you know, the whole thing is Dusty Rhodes got embarrassed, humiliated, degraded, everything. When I beat him 1, 2, 3, probably for only the 4th or 5th time in his whole wrestling career, right on national television to take the national heavyweight title. Everybody saw how he helped Ronnie Garvin try to humiliate me back. It's all a plan by Dusty Rhodes. But see, to have these plans work like the domino effect did, Dusty Rhodes, you got to have some discipline on your side. And all the people you run around, their egos getting their way too bad to have enough discipline to get in the squared circle and wrestle. Ronnie Garvin, I don't need to tape my fists up. I'm a wrestler. I may be the most ultimate wrestling machine in all of professional wrestling today. That's why I took you down. Nobody else. That's why I did something no man in professional wrestling can do. Pin your shoulders to the mat. And you think about that, Dusty Rhodes, and you give that back to Magnum, Ronnie Garvin, Jimmy Valiant, and all those people that you like to run around and sit in that little room and look at the mirrors and prep yourself with. Because when you get in a squared circle, it don't make any difference what you wear out here, fine jewelry, because I got it all, big cars, it don't make any difference. Because when you put your boots and your tights on and you get inside that squared circle, you got to wrestle. Because that's what this is, professional wrestling. And Dusty Rhodes, Ronnie Garvin, Magnum T.A., you all look at it. That's why Tully Blanchard is the wrestling machine of today, the 1980s, the national heavyweight champion, and don't you forget it.
Mr. Schiavone, just let me ask you a little question. This on the belt, if the camera gets, does it say punching champion or tape fist champion? What does it say?
It says wrestling champion.
We rest our case.
All right, Tully Blanchard Enterprises. Let's go back to the ring.
They were shooting on somebody there.
Mm.
Don't know who it was. Nikita, Road Warriors, looking in the mirror, pumping up. I don't know. Don't you think?
Yeah. I mean, listen, the Horsemen were known for, and Dusty was too. We'll ease a little comment in here there.
Yeah.
Up a little bit.
Right. The most famous one, I don't do jobs in front of 70,000 either. So what now or something like that.
Yep.
All right, here's our team, buddy.
I want to mention that the day before this, or 2 days before this, you guys were a part of the championship wrestling for Florida, or at least Ric Flair was wrestling Barry Windham there. And that still is a match that people talk about, their matches in Florida. You were in Livingston, Virginia that same day with Bobby Eaton and Dennis Condrey taking on Manny Fernandez and Hector Guerrero.
Wow.
How about that?
Spot show, baby.
The next day, though, or this same day where we have this TV taping, Central States is going to be running in St. Louis, but the show was canceled due to inclement weather, but Flair was on the card. Meanwhile, over in Baltimore at the Civic Center, the main event is Dusty and the Road Warriors taking on the Russians. And guess what?
What?
They win the 6-man titles.
Wow.
There
it is.
On this very same day in Baltimore.
So they're going to be coming with the 6-man title belts here pretty soon on TV, one would think.
The undercard of that show in Baltimore had the Rock and Roll Express beating the Midnight Express, but it was a non-title match. And of course, they had Cornette in the shark cage. Ron Garvin is going to pin Arn Anderson, and Magnum T.A. is going to go to a double countout in a 2 out of 3 falls match with Tully Blanchard. So that's kind of a cool match, you know, when you've got U.S. champion versus national heavyweight champion, 2 out of 3 falls. I assume both guys got a fall, and the third fall is a double countout.
Yeah, something like that. Right.
How about 2 days after this, the champ is in Birmingham for Continental, and the Bullet, Bob Armstrong, getting a title shot.
I'm sure that was a very good match.
I'm sure it was. I'd love to see that one.
I would too. I would love to see some of Flair and Barry Windham in Florida.
Oh, it's great. I'll send you a link to one that was just,
please do,
one of the matches of the year. It was from February of '86. My goodness.
Was it like a studio from the old studio?
No, there was a live crowd, and Meltzer called it, you know, the best hour of TV ever in America.
Wow.
They did like a 45-minute match or something. It was fantastic. It was Battle of the Belts too. So if you're listening to this and you want to see a badass one, go check it out.
Battle of the Belts 2.
Yeah. Hey, your boy Nick Gage that you said you didn't know anything about, you know, John Moxley just popped up at the GCW event to challenge him. So I think you need to watch a Nick Gage, John Moxley match soon. Pizza cutters and some barbed wire, maybe some glass, some tables, shit like that.
Paul Jones in the dark. Jesus. Charlie McGowan was there with him.
Have you had a chance to catch up any of the new Arn episodes yet?
No.
He opens his heart and talks about his real story in wrestling. He talks about growing up a fat, poor kid and, you know, the relationship he did or didn't have with his parents and the relationship he was lucky enough to have with his grandparents, and then playing sports and getting into wrestling and quitting his meat cutting job, blah, blah, blah. But episode 2, we talk about going to Pensacola with Pee Wee and working for Bullet Bob. Episode 3, we really start talking about all the Bill Watts territory and the stuff he did there. I think you would dig it. It's a deep dive on all territory things. What did booking sheets look like? How much did you pay for mileage when you rode with guys? How did you know who to stay with? All that type of stuff. Check out the new Arn, and here's Davey Crockett.
That's the birthday party that's going to last for a solid month. The month of July.
It begins July 1st, Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia, and it goes all the way through the month of July and ends up August 2nd right here in Atlanta in Fulton County Stadium, and we have the very best in wrestling through the entire month. Now, it's not only in Philadelphia, not only in Atlanta, but David, we're going to Riverfront Stadium in Cincinnati, RFK Stadium in the nation's capital. We are also going to go to the Gator Bowl, the Liberty Bowl, all the greatest arenas across the country will see the Great American Bash.
Skydivers, fireworks, live entertainment. It's great family entertainment. The month of July is going to be a birthday party that all of you are going to love.
Some of the greatest stars in country music. Waylon Jennings will be a part of it. George Jones. Also, Jesse Coulter. We're going to have, of course, different entertainers every night of the bash.
Right. Joe Ely's going to be
Joe
there.
Ely, Delbert McClinton. It's going to be a great birthday party. The best in family entertainment, fans. The Great American Bash is coming very soon. The best in wrestling, because we're going to have all the top stars in wrestling, including this man right here. He is the world TV champion. He'll be a part of the Great American Bash. Here he is, Arn Anderson.
Well, Tony Schiavone, the Great American Bashes are coming up. I don't need to have to tell you or tell the people about the severity of the event. Probably the greatest sporting event ever in history all across this nation. But right now, I want to give you a recap, Tony Schiavone. I want to give you a recap of a dynasty. I'm talking about the Four Horsemen. Sometime back, I told Magnum T.A. right here on national television, don't get caught alone, Magnum. You saw the consequences. Sam Houston stuck his nose in our business. You saw the consequences. A broke arm. We told Dusty Rhodes, your leg is on the line. You saw the consequences. We told Ricky Morton, Robert Gibson, that they're in bed with the big dogs. They're out in no man's land. You saw what happened to Ricky Morton. He is now the human scab. Gibson, you're next. Well, Tony Schiavone, I'm going to be defending this world television title, hopefully in all the bashes across this country. But right now, I want you to listen real tight. I want everybody that's within listening range to listen real tight. Dusty Rhodes, everybody's been asking me, where's the fourth horseman? And they've been asking me in a sarcastic tone. Well, I've just been given the word. The fourth horseman is on the way back. And we're guided by James J. Dillon, and you know what a mind he is. So, Dusty Rhodes, at some particular point in time of our choosing. I'm talking about the city, the time of day of our choosing. There's going to be a rebuttal for what you and the Road Warriors did. The fourth horseman's coming back, and that's going to leave you, baby doll, a rebel without a cause, if you get my meaning.
All right, he said the fourth horseman is coming back. Let's go to the ring.
Oh, the Road Warriors and Ray Traylor's on the other side.
Wow, right.
To Ole on the way back. Look forward to that.
I'm trying to think why Ole was really taken out. And did he have surgery maybe? He needed surgery on his leg or something. I don't think it was a shoot injury. It'll come back to me. What we got here? Oh, we got Baby Doll's out with the Road Warriors.
Pointing at his specimen of destruction.
So, and the reason they're doing this, by the way, is because later tonight, Dusty's going to be teaming with the Road Warriors, and they're going to form a tag team. And of course, we'll start to see Dusty, well, become a Road Warrior.
Okay. So there we go. Boy, Baby Doll looked good there. She was a beautiful woman, man. She was so photogenic.
You say was like she's not now. Why are you?
Well, because everybody ages and they don't look the same as they did when they were younger.
Well, you're hurtful.
You'll find out.
It's not what you say to a woman, Tony.
You'll find out.
You lie to them and tell them they're as beautiful as ever.
Well, I know that's what you do, and I'm not saying.
Baby doll, if you're listening, you're as beautiful.
No, I'm not saying that.
I am. I'm saying
it. You're as beautiful as ever, Baby doll.
Gorgeous Jimmy Garvin with Precious going to take on Rocky King.
Man, we are knocking out the fast matches here, aren't we? My gosh. I know this is only an hour TV show, but holy shit.
Yeah, what's up with that? Why is the show a little shorter?
The only thing I can think of is this is around NBA playoff time.
Now, isn't it true that when you were in high school, you dated a girl with one leg shorter than the other and you called her Eileen?
No.
Really?
No, I didn't. I didn't date any girls in high school.
Just boys.
Didn't date any boys in high school.
Dog?
I didn't date in high school.
Just the old Rosie Palm gimmick, huh?
No, it wasn't that either. I was just too busy trying to.
Isn't it true that in high school you were nicknamed Waka Waka Waka?
Miss Alabama right there. I'm going to ignore you saying that old bullshit. But there was Miss Alabama there. With her hair all tousled up.
How is it all bullshit?
You're full of shit, Conrad. It's well documented.
Your own out of your own mouth. You said my catchphrase was Waka Boom.
I don't believe that.
You didn't say Waka.
I don't remember saying that. You're also the one that says that T.J. Khan is Tony Khan's uncle, and that's wrong.
I don't say that. Wikipedia does.
Wikipedia's a lie.
Like you're not even listening. I don't know why you just won't face the truth.
Hey, so we just kind of did a little catalog rundown of the Great American Bashes.
Yep.
I went to every one of them. And this was the Great American Bash at the end where I predicted what would happen, and it happened. I saw the card, ahead of time.
Yeah.
I saw on the card that in Greensboro, it would be Dusty against Ric Flair.
Yeah.
Then I saw the following week in Atlanta at Fulton County Stadium, it would be Dusty and Ric Flair.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember thinking, Dusty's going to win the title from Flair in Greensboro, and then they're going to switch it back at Fulton County Stadium. And I was right. I was so proud of myself for that, trying to figure out the bookings. I tried to do that a lot when I was working, figure out what they were going with this, because they didn't really tell me a lot of times what they were doing, which is cool. But so this was, I guess this would have been Dusty's last title reign.
Just so you know, they didn't switch it back in Atlanta.
Yeah, they did. They had to, because I was there.
No, they switched it back in St. Louis at a live event in August.
No, that's wrong. I was there.
All right. Just so you know, too, your booking was wrong. You're thinking all along. We did a whole interview with Jim Crockett, and the story was they had planned for the last title switch to be in Atlanta, but ticket sales were so soft on the tour, they moved it up and decided to do it in Greensboro, hoping they could heat it up and make ticket sales stronger in Atlanta. But they didn't swap the title back in Atlanta. But you said they did. And
I thought they did.
I don't want old mans to yell at clouds anymore on my shows, so we'll just go with it. Hey, I don't want to listen to a Jimmy Garvin promo. I would prefer you just do it instead.
Okay. All right, we're talking. Well, Tony, let me say, in this tape here, I've got a tape of everything that happened in the Great American Bash. And the fact is, you may take Prevagen, you may take Nuriva, you may take some other supplements that are at these good nutrition stores all around Atlanta. But the fact is, your mind is going. And here's the reason, okay? Here's the reason your mind is going, because you've taken too many slaps to the face by somebody like Wahoo McDaniel. And you took a chop to the head. And the fact was, that time you and Wahoo went to the bar that one night, Wahoo didn't hit a woman. Wahoo hit you and knocked you down like he knocked me down right there. So and you hit me in the head as well. So Tony, here's the deal. Too many blows to the head at your age. You won't remember who finished what. You won't remember what you did. And you say you went to all the Great American Bashes? You did? Did you go to Memphis? Heard you went to Memphis. Heard you were the ring announcer. And heard that you screamed and shouted in front of like 20 or 30 people in the Liberty Bowl that day. Here's the fact. The Great American Bashes, some places were pretty good. Like, well, Philadelphia was good. Greensboro was good. Let's see what else. The Gator Bowl, that was not good. The Orange Bowl, that was not good. A lot of those stadiums, Cincinnati was okay, but the fact is that they were that good. And like your memory, they just kind of faded into the past. And I'm not going to fade into the past because I'm gorgeous Jimmy Garvin. You know what I'm going to be doing? While you were sitting in front of a microphone trying to rekindle the days that you thought you were a star. And he wasn't a star, was he, honey? No, he wasn't a star. No, he wasn't, Jimmy. He wasn't. He was nothing. He was nothing but a fat old piece of shit. That's right. And those days when you thought you were a star, and now you're going to sit on a microphone and fade into nothing, I'm going to be flying people around the country. Even through COVID, I still had plenty of work. My God, I am so beautiful. As a matter of fact, you are old, decrepit, miserable, and at the end of your life, only thing you want to do is be happy. That's right. He needs to be kissed, doesn't he? Oh, I know. Let's leave, Jimmy. Okay. Blowjob's coming up later. Well, what's the blowjob? Huh?
My goodness. So let me just tell you what happened.
Okay.
The end of the Great American Bash Tour was August 2nd, 1986. It was about 12,000 fans. All kids tickets bought that day were just $5. The Road Warriors, Ricky Morton, Robert Gibson, they all signed autographs before the show. And there was also a concert with a bunch of folks, including Ricky Morton singing. But the best of 7 series at this point had Magnum 2, Nikita 3. The national heavyweight champion Tully Blanchard would defeat Ron Garvin in a brass knuckles match. Ricky and Robert would take on Ole and Arn in a bunkhouse match. The Road Warriors and Baby Doll would defeat Jim Cornette and the tag champs Bobby Eaton and Dennis Condrey. And in the main event, the NWA World Heavyweight Champion Dusty Rhodes beat the Nature Boy Ric Flair in a steel cage.
Fulton County Stadium.
Yep, that was the last bash. Now, a handful of days later,
okay,
August 9th, there's 6,300 fans in St. Louis at the arena. And in the semi-main, Ric Flair would pin the NWA World Champion Dusty Rhodes to win the title with a clip to the knee and applying the figure 4 for nearly 2 full minutes. Gene Ligon was the referee for the bout, and seconds before the finish, Rhodes hit a clothesline and pinned Flair, but Ligon realized after the pinfall that Flair's leg was on the bottom rope and called for the match to continue. The Magnum T.A. appeared at ringside during the final moments of the contest and tended to Rhodes in the ring after the match, while the national heavyweight champion Tully Blanchard came to ringside to congratulate Flair. So, once again, Uli and Tejo is related.
No.
Cut the shit.
I'm not a lie. I'm just...
You were mistaken. You mistaken.
I'm mistaken.
So, I'm a lie. You mistaken.
You're exactly right. You a lie. I'm mistaken.
Yeah. So I'm going to start doing that too. I'm saying, oh, my mistake. I got to tell you, it felt real cool to drive right through your town yesterday and not call, not come visit, nothing.
Well, what else is new?
Well, I know that when you're in Huntsville, that's what you do with me.
I never come through Huntsville.
Yep. You're here for an AEW show. Didn't hear from you.
I think I was at your house during that AEW show.
I'm mistaken.
No, you a lie. As a matter of fact.
I cannot tell you how anxious Megan was to get home.
What, from the party?
That's her first time really traveling. You know, we did some beach family trips.
Right.
Like just go to a random town and stay in a hotel.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was her first time in a hotel since the whole pandemic.
Wow.
Whenever we've done beach stuff, we don't stay at a hotel or condo. We just get a house, you know?
Sure.
So this is her first time like being in a hotel. And she's like, this feels weird.
Yeah.
I think we've all just sort of gotten accustomed to our sort of COVID way of life, and not you though. I mean, you've been out front making towns every single week. No difference for you.
Plenty of difference.
Oh, tell me about them.
You may be mistaken.
It might be. We'll find out. Tell me about the differences.
Well,
you're just stepping on the motherfucker. That's how you stepped on Jobber Schiavone at the family reunion.
Now I'd like to.
Oh God, you got to do this promo. Last time he did this with a t-shirt out of it.
No, I want to hear it.
Oh God, here we go.
Come on.
Hey, we're going to get with Dusty Rhodes. Take this trophy.
Yes, tonight in Baltimore, they think they've got the strap inside their cage with the trophy at stake. Well, Road Warriors, American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, we got Baron von Raschke on our side. Yes, and we are going to destroy it. We are looking forward to it tonight. And week after week, we come out here, people yelling USA, saying, where is the Russian flag? Why is it not hanging up? Well, this is being the year of the Goodwill Games, and the Superstation will be airing it. All you fat Americans at home can sit there and watch superior athletes from our country participate. So we demand for the Russian flag to be hung up here. Yes, and the Kremlin, Nikita, and myself have agreed to the terms of the contract, so you people will be able to watch nephew Nikita go on television and wrestle his Magnum T.A. for United States Heavyweight Title. But first of all, just a couple little stipulations. Okay. Like, for example, I want to talk to this Magnum T.A. later on in the program, right out here. We demand that also.
You want Magnum T.A. right out here?
Magnum T.A., I tell the Magnum T.A., don't forget about Nikita. You forget that you're going to pay, and you know going like a Magnum T.A. and the Road Warrior. You talk big talk, but Nikita no afraid of you, Road Warrior. Uncle Ivan, Nikita hurt you one time. You can be hurt again.
It is the only nightmare.
Okay, I'm sure Magnum T.A. will come out and talk with Ivan Koloff. He's never backed down from a challenge. When we come back, we'll talk about the site for the 1987 Jim Crockett Sr. Memorial Cup Tag Team Tournament. Don't you dare go away.
Don't you dare go away.
How about that? Bossing your ass around is what I was doing.
I've got Tommy Bahama gear to buy.
About 1 month ago, fans, on April 19th, in the Superdome in New Orleans, a gigantic event. Success for the NWA, Jim Crockett Promotions, and the city of New Orleans with the Jim Crockett Sr. Memorial Cup Tag Team Tournament. And we announced that we would make the announcement in 30 days' time of the site of the 1987 tournament. We're very pleased to make that announcement here today. You know, the Road Warriors out here earlier talking about the cities that have bidded for the 1987 tournament. Well, let's bring in right now to talk with us the youngest promoter in the NWA, one of the most successful promoters in the NWA, Gary Juster out of Baltimore. Gary, good to see you with us on World Championship Wrestling. Gary, we're very pleased to announce the site for the two-day tournament, 2 days.
Look at that mustache.
The Baltimore Civic Center, Baltimore, Maryland. Congratulations. What a great year you're having. First of all, you're going to have the great
Look at that handshake.
FK Stadium. Tonight, you're going to have that big six-man tag team match for the title in the cage. And then also, just named April 10th and 11th of 87, the Jim Crockett Sr. Memorial Cup Tag Team Tournament at the Baltimore Civic Center. Congratulations.
Thank you, Tony. I think I speak for all of the fans in Baltimore, the great fans. We are honored. We're excited to be the host city, 1987 Jim Crockett Sr. Memorial Cup Tag Team Tournament, the most prestigious event in wrestling. And I'm honored to be here with the NWA, with Jim Crockett Promotions, and I'm looking forward to it.
Gary, once again, congratulations. Good having you with us.
Thank you, Tony. One more thing. I'm hoping that title's going to change tonight in Baltimore.
Okay, we'll be watching that. Let's go to the ring, fans.
What do you think of Gary Juster on TV? How great was that?
That was tremendous. He just tipped the fact that the title was going to change.
Yes, he did.
And he kind of did a little eyebrow gimmick to me like, it's going to change. Yeah, baby, it's going to change. Hey, you know what I was thinking about when Ivan and Nikita were talking there? Very good interview, by the way. I was thinking about, why did we not have belts made immediately? Were the belts, had they been put on hold, or I don't know?
For the 6-man, you mean?
Yeah, the 6-man.
You had ordered them, but they ordered the Dusty strap to be bigger so it would fit around his waist. One of the 6-man belts was longer, had longer leather.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. Rock and roll already done, baby.
Yeah, how about that again?
Longer in their match.
Okay, here we go.
Curious, the heavyweight champion of the world, Nature Boy Ric Flair.
And Tony Schiavone and the Nature Boy ever picked a day to be starting and profiling. Today's the day. I mean, let's put the camera on the whole 9 yards. We've had an opportunity to look at the Road Warriors and all their big muscles. We've had an opportunity to look at Magnum in his blue jeans and his motorcycle jacket. We've seen Dusty Rhodes' cowboy hat. Now, let's take a look at what's happening in the world of fashion. You see? Woo! This is the way the World Heavyweight Champion was meant to look. And we all know that when the good Lord created man, he meant for him to look just like me. So you see, Ricky Morton, you and all your throngs of little tiny girls in their training undergarments and their Reebok tennis shoes really hasn't made an impression on me. The Rock and Roll Express is history. Understand? Midnight Express World Tag Team Champion Jim Cornette, the greatest manager of all time. Ronnie Garvin, Blanchard beats you up real bad all the time. Big Dust, Arn Anderson has got your number any day of the week. And in closing, because I don't want to spoil you all too much, let me say this to my great friends, the Road Warriors, the most awesome team in wrestling. Let's face it, boys, it's great to be a team. It's great to have a cup. It's great to be all this. But this is what we all really want to have. We all want to be the world champion. Woo! We all want to have all the women crying and screaming. And Hawk, you remember one thing, big boy. You got those 23-inch arms and that 22-inch neck. But there's not a woman alive today that doesn't call Ric Flair the Breakfast of Champions. And someday, buddy, you and I are going to bump into each other in an arena somewhere. And don't worry about me wetting my pants, because, pal, when I get through slapping your face, you'll be asking me for my autograph as I get in my limousine and ride off into the sunset. Go for it, Tony. Give your wife my fondest regard.
The heavyweight champion of the world, Nature Boy Ric Flair. We're coming right back.
Get your new t-shirt. Give your wife my fondest regards. Available now at lowestrules.com and, of course, boxinggimmicks.com.
Wait, even with, we got
a response.
Frank and Jesse James, the James boys, and Jim Cornette's been saying a lot of things about these two men.
Well, Jim Cornette's doing a whole lot of talking. Seems like he's about to lose his head over this thing. Getting a little frantic, worried about the fact that his boys can't deal with this situation. Well, that's right, World Tag Team Champions or not. The James boys are here, and you have to deal with us. Deal with us on our terms. See, we're not going to come out here and make a whole lot of threats. Not going to give you any upper hand by telling you what we're going to do to you. What's going to happen, like two thieves in the night, going to come do our business and be gone. And then and only then will it all be over.
You know what? I believe that the wrestling world knows that figure Jesse James are here for one reason, Midnight Express. What happened to you in the parking lot behind the pickup truck was no accident. It was an attention getter, you understand? You know, we run wild. Outlaws throughout this country run wild. Look for us anywhere, anytime, any place. Midnight Express, Jim Cornette, Bobby did his country to do anything imaginable. You got them tennis rackets running around. You know what? We have ladies with us. You know, they say Baby Doll knows who the James boys are. Prove it. Go somewhere and prove it. Bring it out in the open. Tell the world who we are. If you can do it, then you're a man. Shut up, boy. Come and slap your face, boy. The thing is, right here, Frank and Jesse James, you know, so Baby Doll's had a lot of strange affairs. Even once tried suicide, you understand? But she's looking to do one good deed before she dies. Frank and Jesse James, Jim Crockett, the Midnight Express, when the rope is so tight and your tongue's hanging out, look up high to the ceiling and let me know how I feel. I'll be looking at you.
There they go. Just as quickly as they came in, the James boys, Frank and Jesse James, and the things they have done to Jim Cornette. Cornette's still very irate about that, but they're here with us right today on World Championship Wrestling. Certainly a team, a great team that has been very successful right here. Action awaits you in the ring.
Boy, you can tell when you are bullshitting.
I know.
You don't know what you're saying, and you just get real high pitched.
Yeah, I know.
And things are
Really,
tough
I don't.
for Jim Cornette.
You know what? I was thinking for a moment there why I said why I didn't say let's go to the ring.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking that I was told to stall because the guys weren't ready.
Yeah.
That had to be it. I would always just pitch back to the ring.
Action awaits
you right here
in
in the ring. Here we go. Are you ready? At home, you watching? Good. Because you're watching World Championship Wrestling. We're ready, right?
And high pitched. I wonder if that's how you do your dirty talking. Oh, Lois, hang on now.
You're mistaken.
No.
Or, as we know to be, you alive.
I feel like since you've been working on calling all your moves. Oh, maybe that's the move. Do you wonder, like, do you think Mike tonight gets real technical with his dirty talk?
I don't know.
I bet it's real technical. These days, Excalibur knows the name of every move.
Yes.
And every week after dark, there's a whole thread on Reddit about how you and Big Show don't know the name of any moves. And it's just like, 700 responses. And, does a guy get a suplex? Like, oh, big scoop slam. Nope, that was a suplex, but whatever. Well, anyway, I just feel like Tenay would probably, like, if his partner, his lady friend was dirty talking, it'd be like, well, actually, and would correct it. It would. Oh, do you think JR like calls false finishes? Can you imagine Vince McMahon? 1, 2, you go. Oh, no, you didn't.
Oh, God.
I think today would be real technical.
He probably would.
I'm releasing seminal fluid now.
I haven't seen or talked to Mike in, over a year.
Yeah. He's in Vegas still.
Yeah, and he's got a place in southern Utah, too.
He's done it right.
I'm sure. I don't know the story of how his tenure ended with TNA, Impact, whatever you call it.
Wasn't good.
That's what I understand. But I don't know the story of that. I just heard it wasn't good.
Ask your boy Taz.
Okay, I'll do that. So were he and Taz working together on TNA at that time?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I hate that because Mike's a good guy and Mike Shaska with a headbutt.
Dude, I love Shaska. He is now literally at the top of my list. Whenever I know he's going to be on the screen, I got to watch this. Poor Mulkeys.
They could bump, man.
No shit, dude. Some of that stuff they used to do on the floor. Look at Shaska. I love him. How do you not love him? He's a big star, dude.
Head of their time, man. And by the way, he's a Hall of Famer.
Yes, he is, which is more than we can say for you.
Please.
Baby Doll, along with the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
You know, Tony, it's always a great opportunity to come out here and speak. I just seen the James boys in the back, passed them in the hall. Like, if you would, ships in the night. And the Hans were honking. Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream. 4 guys, you understand? 4 horsemen. Now Arn Anderson comes out here on television and threatens Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, live and in color, telling him that he won't make it through the matches, won't make it through the week, some town, some place, some arena. The 4th horseman is coming back from wherever he was, laid up in a hospital somewhere, Jackson Brown, and take the American Dream down for good in wrestling. Let me tell you, Tully Blanchard, Arn Anderson, Ole Anderson, James J. Dillon, all of you got to understand by the batch time, I'm going to have all the titles. Ric Flair, the Nature Boy, Mr. Space Mountain himself, more concerned with women, liquor, wine, booze, and riding big limousines than he is defending the title against 14 of the greatest competitors in the world during the Great American Bash. That's going to be the real terminative factor. So what goes on from here out is Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, the Tower of Power. Woo! The man of the hour is going to dictate what's going to happen and how it's going to be. And Baby Doll got something to say. That's pretty as here.
You bet. You know, I said that my place wasn't in the ring and I don't belong there. Well, that's fine, Cornette, because you see, my place may be in the ring for a very, very short time. Because to beat you, shoot, I could get any wrestler I want to beat you. But the deal is, I want to embarrass you. And I promise you that by the end of the bashes, darling, I'm going to embarrass you like you never had before, because embarrassment hurts a whole lot more than any physical pain I could ever have inflicted on you, or any pain I could ever inflict on you. So, Cornette, get ready to get embarrassed, because I'm going to do it.
The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, Baby Doll. Let's go back to the ring.
Oh man, we got to watch a Baron match now. And Baron will be taking on our producer Stan.
A lot of ball-headed geek chants there over Dusty's interviews. She had a wedding band on there. Did you notice that?
Oh, the Sam Houston thing happened already, you think?
Apparently it did, because when Dusty had his hand on her waist, she put her hand across his hand, and there was a wedding band on it. So apparently it did happen.
Yeah. Married 1986. You right.
Yep.
You're right.
Wouldn't have been a good idea to wear it then, I would think. For the visuals, you know, for the optics. That's what they call it now, the optics.
The optics.
That's one of those catchwords used in this COVID time, the optics.
No, even before that. Hey, so coming up at the end of the show, we're going to do something a little different. I've got some clips that I want to play for you that I think you will enjoy, since we're talking about all things 1986. And it's not really our producer Stan in there wrestling. I think Stan's actually younger than me. This is Tony Zane, a friend of Arn Anderson's, who he recently caught up with over in Rome, Georgia. You know, do you ever think when you tell people, oh yeah, so we just got back from Rome, you know, they probably don't think, you know, 20 minutes from your house, right? They think it's a way cooler place, not a place that's got like a flea market festival.
Yeah, but Rome's a pretty cool town.
Really? Compared to what? Hepatitis?
Wow. Oh, I forgot. You're right across the mountain range from them in Huntsville. So you have
Huntsville's way better than Rome.
See, I knew you would say that.
No one, if I put up a poll right now, Rome loses.
Okay. What about Guntersville? Is it better than Rome?
Guntersville's badass, and you're going to find out real soon. Hey, here comes the promo that we don't need to miss. It's Magnum T.A.
Agreed to the TV match for this U.S. heavyweight title, but I need to talk to you person to person. Here it comes. Here it comes. There he is. Ivan Koloff.
Magnum T.A., I don't want any trouble out here. I just come out to give you a message from the Kremlin. On your courage in signing matches against nephew Nikita in Russian chain match. Even though you lost, you showed a lot of spirit also in coming to terms with us on that. Although there is a couple small stipulations, and one of those is that we have a press conference, so let the news media know all about this. Magnum T.A., I hope you do realize you are from inferior country, you are inferior athlete, and you don't have a chance in keeping United States belt, and you know it.
Where do you get off coming out here on American television? Tell all the Americans, the people of the United States, especially me, United States heavyweight champion, who's superior, inferior, anything else.
Ivan Koloff, you nor your country dictates anything to me, especially where this is concerned. I signed a contract from day one to defend this right out here on television for everybody to see. That's the way I want it. Yeah, I met him in a Russian chain match. Well, he didn't get the job done there because I'm still standing here, still ready to get in his face at any time. So for all the people out there, sure, have a press conference, have whatever you want, because it really doesn't matter how much we talk about it. It doesn't matter what we write on pieces of paper, because until it's documented right out here on national television for everybody to see, until the final confrontation takes place, when the red blood of this American goes out there to take on that commie, then it'll be over. Then and only then will I be able to walk around with my head held high and proud because I fought them all. I sent them all back with their tail between their legs. And that's what you are, is a nothing happening Russian dog to me. And the U.S. Heavyweight Championship, I'll stay here if I had to give my last breath for it.
United States Heavyweight Champion Magnum T.A., as Ivan says, one small stipulation is a press conference. We have to hear from the Russians, Ivan and Nikita Koloff, at a press conference before we have that match. Okay, for David Crockett, I'm Tony Schiavone. See you next week right here on Championship Wrestling.
Let's think of that finish.
Why did I say Championship Wrestling?
I was wondering the same thing. But you know, you were off on this day a little bit.
We had Championship Wrestling, a 1 hour show. Do you think we got the wrong show?
I mean, this is the link you sent me, bud.
Yeah, well, that's the link I got from our buddy.
Hey, so I wanted to chat you up right fast. I know we've put over how strong the promos are with Dusty. I did love that one of those James boys, the heavyset one, he holds his hands just like this, just like Dusty. I thought it was weird.
I like where Dusty said 2 ships passing the night, honking horns at each other.
Yeah. So we talk about Dusty, we talk about Flair, we talk about. I got to think Magnum's got to be up there with promos. Just his intensity, it was so believable. It was real.
I like when Ivan walked off, he turned right to the camera.
Yeah.
And he knew where, I mean, yeah, he had great camera presence. And that was one of the reasons he was such a big star. You know, Magnum wasn't the best worker. He wasn't a bad worker. He was a good worker, but he wasn't the best worker. But his look and his intensity all made it for a very, very good package.
I wanted to play a clip of something. The way Dusty pronounced the word horseman made me think of it.
Mm-hmm.
A friend of the show out of Cincinnati, Mr. Kid Chris. You can find him on Twitter at KIDD Chris, CHRIS, or KIDDCHRIS.com, kidchris.com. He does a hilarious Dusty Rhodes impression, and he did it in a prank call format. And I wanted to play a clip, and this is all credit to kidchris.com. Or if you're in Cincinnati, you know exactly who we're talking about. Are you ready for this?
I hope I am.
I think you're going to like this.
Yeah, it's Rick there, please.
Yes, it is.
There have been many times you and I have gone round and round, and we've bled the same blood in the same muds. But this time it's all about business, Jack.
Let's do it.
You and I, Friday night, Daddy, at the Fulton County Stadium. The Great American Bash. Dusty rides on the edge of a lightning bolt with a silver saddle, Daddy. Now you come on down there with your limousine and your horsemen. Bring your A game. Yeah, it's Rick there, please.
This is.
It's time for you to meet your maker in the American dream. Dusty Rhodes is up for the challenge.
I think the American dream's barking up the wrong tree.
We'll see if your blood is as red as mine, Mr. Flares.
We will find out indeed, sir.
That's right, find it out in Flint. You a yellow dog. You hung your phone up on me.
May I take a message?
Yes. Tell him this is Big Dust, the American dream.
Big Dust, the American dream?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a friend of his?
More of a nemesis, I guess you could say.
Are you Bob Klepak's friend?
I do not know who this Klepak fella is. All I know is that the other night, when Rick hit me from behind, I saw where the line was drawn, and now, Friday night at Starcade, myself Hey, where did you go, baby doll? That bicycle. He's got a bicycle.
How great is that, dude?
Hanging up on him.
It's tremendous.
It is. I love when they go click. Where'd you go, baby doll?
Here's the one I was thinking about. This is where he's looking for the Horseman.
Okay.
Stables.
Yeah, I'm looking for a horseman.
A horseman?
A horseman goes by the name of Rick.
Not here.
Are you a horseman?
I could be. What can I do for you?
Friday night, you can see me at War Games. Bring all your horsemen, because I will have Moondog Spot, Moondog Rex, and the Monkey Brothers. Yeah, I'm looking for a horseman goes by the name of Ric Flair.
Don't know him.
Can I leave a message?
I guess.
All right, write this down. Tell him it's Big Dust,
Okay.
the American Dream.
Okay.
Tell him to meet me Friday night, Starcade.
Meet you at the Stockades.
Yeah, Starcade, Friday night.
I don't know what you're wasting your time for.
Is this Baby Doll? Baby Doll, I know that was you Jezebel. Hello, I'm looking for some horsemen.
I've got plenty. How many you need?
4.
4 horsemen.
Yes, sir. This Big Dust calling on behalf of Crockett Promotions.
Can't hardly understand what you're saying, but
Sorry, I got a little bit of a lisp. What about Chris Benoit? Oh, he did. Sorry.
no, I don't really know what you're talking about.
Is this J.J. Dillon's?
No.
Don't lie to me, JJ's. You and I go way back, Jack.
Well, it ain't JJ. You got the wrong person.
Don't mess with the American Dream, JJ. My eyes are open as big as silver dollars, Jack.
Well, you got the wrong guy.
You and I, JJ, leather strap match. Dusty Rhodes is the master of the strap match. JJ Dillon, you a yellow dog.
By the way, if you want to play these clips for any of your friends, it's on Kid Chris's YouTube. That's KIDDCHRIS. Dude, how great is he when he hit that horseman? He said it just like Dusty did.
Yes, he did.
Just like him.
Baby doll, you Jezebel.
I like when he said JJ Dillon's with an S. Dillon's. So good, dude.
That's great.
Well, boys and girls, we hope you have enjoyed us catching up, shooting shit, talking a little bit about the good old days of 1986. We're going to keep the train going next week. What's on tap for you this week in real life, Tony?
In real life, what's on tap for me this week is just doing some post-production work. And that's about it.
Sounds really exciting. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I really don't have... let's see. I really don't have another live show until Friday, right before Double or Nothing.
How about that? You got like a rare little
I got a little bit
time here. I guess we should remind everybody. Next week there is no Dynamite. It's basketball or some other bullshit. So
yeah, Dynamite's moved to 10 o'clock on Friday night.
Yeah, which will be a big time show.
Mm-hmm.
Because you'll have an off day on Saturday where I think you guys are going to be doing a fan fest.
Mm-hmm.
With a friend of the show, Gabe Yoakum.
Gabe Yoakum from noon to 5. Yep. Gabe's a good guy.
And on Sunday, it's all about Double or Nothing.
Double or Nothing. It would be a big weekend to be an AEW fan. Memorial Day weekend. It really
I think it's Triple Threat Jones too, right? Omega, Orange Cassidy, and Pac.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Triple Threat Jones.
That should be pretty fun.
Yep. If everybody stays healthy.
Oh. Some concerns.
Well, it's just that, just these, it's like I said earlier.
The word is OC was okay.
He was.
Yeah.
He was, but it's scary, man. It's just, it's just scary stuff the things we do now. So the old days of snatching a headlock are gone, buddy.
Well, I don't know what else to say here. I guess if I was taking a page out of Tony Schiavone's book, I would get a little bit higher and talk a little bit slower as we try to stretch and fill time. Oh, speaking of time, Tony, it looks like it's about that time.
We are right, Conrad Thompson. I want to let you know that we have a big show coming up. We'll be going to the ring here in just a moment. But don't forget, we got the Great American Bash coming up, and it starts at the 1st of July when we are at Riverfront Stadium. Wait a minute, that's Philadelphia and Veterans, I'm sorry, David, Veterans Memorial Stadium. And then we go on to Riverfront. We're going to be at RFK Stadium, and we're going to end up the Great American Bash at Fulton County Stadium the 1st of August in Atlanta, where Dusty Rhodes, we thought, would drop the title, but apparently he did not drop the title to Ric Flair. That happened later in St. Louis because Tony Schiavone is old and out of his mind, and we're out of time. See you next week on What Happened When. We come to you Wednesdays on Cumulus and Mondays on
Patron, patreon.com/WHW Monday, and of course, adfreeshows.com.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.